Good game. Absolute good game. Nail-biting game. First and foremost, let's give it up to the Yukon women's basketball team. One time. And I want to address this one time. That was a blatant foul. If you watch basketball at all, Iowa won fair and square. That was a foul. Just because you get beat and you want to block a defender, you cannot leap like that. You cannot leap and stick your elbow out. You can't do that. Do you guys watch basketball? Iowa won fair and square. UConn had a chance to win the game, and I would have gave them all the credit in the world, and I still do. They had a great season, but Iowa won fair and square. Let's review the footage. LeBron James, you are the last person to talk. If that was a no call on LeBron James, he would be going crazy on X. He would be crying to Adam Silver right now. LeBron James, you have no clue what you're talking about. Let's review the footage one time. Slow motion. Bam. Let's watch it again. Bam. That's not a foul? Come on, that is. Paige Bueckers, Nika Mule. I mean, they hit some very clutch threes at the end. They were down 9 with about 4 minutes left. Iowa was playing sloppy, carelessly, turned the ball over about 4 times in the last 2.5 minutes. Shout out to Nika Mule and Paige Bueckers. Those clutch threes got them back in the game. But like I said, Iowa won fair and square. Now we go to the Natty. This pick is for Sunday, April 7th, 2024. Let's review the last game again. It was an obvious defensive battle for both teams as Iowa won 71-69. Under 162. Who guessed that? Right here. We're now 4-0, guys. The last 2 college women's videos. We had Iowa as the winner versus LSU, and we had over 169 in that video. This one we had under 162 and Iowa winning. The spread was 1.5, 2.5 to multiple book sites. I have the money line personally on my parlay ticket. If you guys want to check out some of my bets I do, go follow me on Instagram at WallyXPicks right there. I post a lot on my live story, my bets I do for NBA, MLB now. I'm pretty hot in MLB right now. So go follow me on Instagram if you guys want to see what I do on my spare time. Like I said, obvious defensive battle. Iowa won 71-69. Iowa had a bunch of clutch rebounds in the last minute of the game. Caitlin Clark was finding Hanny Stokey left to right for the lay-ins. Stokey led the Hawkeyes and had a game-high 23 points, shooting an efficient 9 for 12 from the floor. Kate Martin. If you guys don't think I talk about Kate Martin enough, go watch my last videos. She took over when Caitlin couldn't do anything. Absolute shot-creating monster. I told you, she's the second best player on the Iowa women's team the past few years. Pivotal, tough clutch shots over anyone guarding her. Over double teams. Kate Martin, she stepped up in the clutch last night. Tremendous season from her as well as a senior. The small ball Hawkeyes, they out-rebounded the Huskies 37-29 as well, but their three-point shot clearly wasn't there as usual, as they went 7 for 25 at a 28% from deep. Late game turnovers were the problem as again, they've been the case all season long for the Hawkeyes, giving up the leads. They had 4 turnovers in the last 2.5 minutes, like I said earlier. Let's talk about South Carolina. SC, they've been looking dominant. Like advertised. Dominant powerhouse. They are 73-1. Their last 74 games coming into this match. Their last loss being against who? You already know it. The Iowa Hawkeyes. This is a Final Four rematch of the 2023 tournament. NC State went neck to neck throughout the first half against South Carolina until South Carolina pulled away in the second half. Obviously, South Carolina was 12-point favorites going into the game, and they won 78-59 by almost 20. Camila Cardozo led the way with 22 points and 11 rebounds, shooting a healthy 10 for 12 from the floor. Ashlyn Watkins was a difference maker. She had another monster game, 20 rebounds and 8 points as well. South Carolina shot a healthy 50% from the floor, 42% from behind the arc. as well. I mean, they showed out. They didn't even need to get to the charity stripe, even though they were 4 for 4, 100% from the free throw line. Ladies and gentlemen, South Carolina doesn't have a returning starter from last year. Last year, they were tremendously better on paper for this South Carolina Gamecocks team. They were stacked. All 5 starters last year went top 25 in the draft. 3 of them going top 10. This South Carolina team is a fresh sheet of a rebuilt starting 5, in my opinion. They look nasty. They do. They were only preseason ranked number 7. But in week 2, they took over the number 1 spot in just 2 weeks, beating LSU, of course, number 1 preseason ranked. And they haven't looked back since. They've been number 1 since week 2, preseason ranked. They're ranked 7th. They lived up to the hype every 34 wins this season. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen. Camila Cardoso, she's top 5 in this year's draft, without a doubt. She's probably the best big in the nation. Raven Johnson, great all-around point guard, with great vision to find Cardoso in the past few games in the tournament. Great shot as well from Raven Johnson. I mean, senior Tahina Papau, probably the best shooter in the nation. She's shooting over 46% from the arc. Career 40% three-point shooter. That is outstanding. And a senior as well. Like I said, Ashlyn Watkins, 6'3", rebounding machine. Off the bench, freshman phenom Malaysia Fawali. I'll tell you what, that freshman phenom Malaysia Fawali, she has sick handles and IQ. She can slash into the paint as well. Chloe Kitts can contribute as well if she wants. That's fan favorite right there, Chloe Kitts. This South Carolina team, they can play up to 9 or 10 players if they want. 9 players. They're deep. They got the depth. I love the Hawkeyes. I mean, I'll cry if they win this game. I really will. I will get emotional. I am a huge Kenyon Clark Hawkeyes fan. I love Kate Martin, Gabby Marshall, those 3 seniors. Tremendous dynasty run. Folks, I'll tell you what. This Iowa Hawkeyes team right here, they don't have the depth or firepower to match up with this disciplined South Carolina team. They honestly don't. Besides that, Cardoso will bully Hannah Stolke. I mean, Hannah Stolke has probably had the toughest path to any big in the nation this year in this tournament. Elite 8, Angel Reese. Last round in the Final 4, Aaliyah Edwards. Now in the Natty, she's going against Camila Cardoso. Hannah Stolke would be the GOAT if Iowa wins this game. That is an unreal path for any big in the tournament. I think the spread here is too generous for South Carolina bettors. If you're betting on South Carolina, 6.5. Your pick for Sunday, April 7th, 2024. Women's National Championship, South Carolina versus Iowa. I am taking South Carolina to win by 6.5 points at -110. That is your pick for the week. I will see you guys in a couple days for NBA.